Well, I'm not so much talking about fights, but if you're going to speak in general terms about liberals, this and that, conservatives are lying about the whole death squad thing. Conservatives are No. You can't do that. You cannot do that. When you said you liberals, you're speaking in general terms. So I'm speaking in general terms. Well, I'm sorry. If you're talking about him, okay, if you're talking about him, ma'am, if you're talking about him, you talk about him. You don't talk about all liberals as a general.
I did not say all liberals.
Well, you said you liberals. You said you
liberals. I said you liberals.
I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal. I'm a leftist, and I do not. And I'm sorry, but I can get the facts out. If you're going to speak in general terms, be careful, because I can do that too. You have to be careful.
Okay, feel free to speak in general terms.
My body, my choice.
I came to talk to this guy because I'm concerned about the fact that Obama is a guy who will say one thing and do another. He's shown that over and over again. And this guy, I don't know how much of our conversation he heard, but he wouldn't even acknowledge the facts were facts. Obama said he would filibuster FISA, and then he voted for it. He signed a questionnaire that said he would accept public funding for his campaign, and then he didn't do it. Those are just a couple of examples. And this guy was telling me that I was making stuff up. I wasn't making things up. Those are the facts, and they're very easily verifiable.
But the thing about the whole campaign, signing the campaign, that he wouldn't do campaign public funds for campaigns. That goes back to the campaign. That's already been said and done. Why are we talking about it now?
Well, it came up because the gentleman has a sign
What's that?
asking for a public option.
On what?
Now, you may recall, Obama said any bill that I sign has to contain a public option. But now he's backpedaling on that. Now, I asked the gentleman, may I finish explaining to answer your question? I asked the gentleman, since he supports a public option, if Obama agrees to sign a bill that doesn't include that, will he continue to support the president?
Are you supposed to be saving people?
I like your side.
Anyone would believe a word that Obama says at this point because he's shown it over and over again. He'll say one thing at one time to one group, and then another thing at another time to another group.
Well, let me throw this out. I mean, the fact of the matter is the man is a politician, just like every other politician that you support. And I don't even know who you support.
No, you don't.
So, I mean, let's be real. I mean, can you tell me who's the most honest politician as far as that you have ever dealt with?
Ronald Reagan.
You have got to be joking.
No, I'm not joking. Do you have
You have got to be joking.
Do you have... No, I'm not joking.
Ronald Reagan, the only thing good about Ronald Reagan, you can't look at Ronald Reagan as somebody who's being honest, because he damn sure wasn't honest about what Robert Bork was about when he nominated.
Stop Obama's war now!
Excuse me, what do you
Stop
mean?
it!
I'm just, that's just one thing that
what
just
did
comes to mind.
Reagan say and what refutes it? I mean, I gave specific examples about Obama, about FISA, about public funding. Do you have specific examples about President Reagan and Judge
Off the top of my head, I can't. I'll be honest with you on that, but that doesn't mean I can't find them. So be careful with that.
Well,
doesn't mean I can't find them, but I can tell you this.
Cite examples, you ought to be able to
all right, if you and I have the facts, I just don't have them off the top of my head. That doesn't make a difference.
really help us have it.
I understand it. I understand it completely. But when you say Ronald Reagan, what is it that you liked about Ronald Reagan? Let's just start from there.
He restored America's faith in the South. In the South. He had an optimism
I said that too. Kent.
I need two memos that undergird what makes the world work. He ushered in strong economic reform by cutting taxes. He brought communism to its knees by driving up our defenses and forcing the Soviets to spend money they didn't have because socialism doesn't work.
Okay, I got to tell you something. Before you go on, I got to tell you, you're telling me that I have to have my facts. All you did was just give me slogan.
Is that my dad's union
All
bomb?
you did was just give me slogan.
No.
With the exception of the economic reform, which I probably would more or less attribute to.
What economic reform?
Who was this? But the truth of the matter is, Reagan. One of the issues that I had with Reagan was his approach to say apartheid in South Africa, for example. I have an issue with that. I have an issue with his approaches to the poor, the trickle down. Those are just small things compared to what others do. Remember, I'm somebody that grew up in the 80s. He was also my commander-in-chief. That also brings up the Iran-Contra stuff. You can't say, by the way, speaking of lying and flip-flopping, you can't say we are not going to deal with terrorists and we have Iran-Contra. And look who's still running around. I don't know. The freedom concert that Hannity's been putting on is benefit his organization. I am not going to hit you up on that one. Don't worry. But the truth of the matter is, but Ali runs an organization called the Freedom Alliance that's supposed to be raising money. Stuff that I looked and says that out of the $10 million that they make 1 year, only $300,000. So I mean but if you, I'm not gonna ask. I'll move on. But my issue, the reason why I even just jumped into this conversation is because you can't just say you're liberals and expect somebody who else might be a liberal, for lack of a better term, jump into the conversation.
I care about the children.
We all do.
Can I finish, please? Yeah. I'm very concerned that President Obama continually says one thing and does another. No, I didn't vote for him.
Don't euthanize this sweet old lady.
Which direction?
Don't euthanize grandma!
Here in Virginia,
Independent Green?
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes, Chuck Baldwin.
Why did they put him in?
You know, it was in Virginia, and I honestly don't know how that ended up on the ballot that way.
He is so far removed from the Greens as anybody can.
Hey, I'm just trying to tell you, in case you want to look it up, you know, that's
I don't know. If I found out that Chuck Baldwin was listed as a Green Party, my head would probably explode. Independent. Yeah. My head would explode.
I mean, do you live in Virginia?
No, I'm from Jersey, actually.
Oh, you're not from Virginia.
No.